Alright, what's going on, everybody? So, we're back at it today. We're back at working on the Can-Am over there. So, I didn't get much after the last clip yesterday. I decided to call it a day. It was getting pretty late, so we're getting back on it. But check this thing out. Don't that thing look so good? This is kind of been a work in progress for the last year, maybe a little longer. I've had this thing forever, but we have the front bumper. We made work off of Ford Ranger, and then we took the factory bumper and cut it to contour all that so it would work. And we put a 3-inch lift on it, and everything in the front end is brand new. Upper lower control arms, sway bars, CV axles, but it's probably might be hard to see. This thing's currently still not running, but as you can see in there, SCV shaft has broke already, and that thing was brand new. And so yeah, I'm gonna pull that out, and the other side's doing it too. I don't know if I just got a set of bad ones. I think I did order them off eBay. The motor, there is a few videos on the channel of this motor, but everything, I completely rebuilt the motor, and everything in the rear end is brand new as well. Upper lowers. I think the only thing that's not new is the struts and stuff. So the funny thing of it is we got this thing, there ain't very many videos of it because it's just whenever we get a chance then we work on it. But so we got the motor back in it, and we fired it up, and we didn't have any coolant in it, and we're just temporary test firing before we got it all the way back together. Started up, ran fine. Shut it off, started up, ran fine. So the next evening, we need to hook the exhaust up, put coolant in it, put a battery in it, battery permanently. And we've done that, and we get nothing. We have been fighting the PAT system on this thing for like 2 months on and off. PATS is the passive anti-theft control. I have no clue what's wrong with it. I replaced the PCM in it because I've read that could be a problem. I've got my keys I've reprogrammed my keys. I got a new transponder. Still didn't fix it, so I bought a new PCM with keys already programmed. Still hasn't fixed it. So I don't know. I went through, I've checked all the fusible links. I don't know what it's not happy with. I've checked all the wiring. So there's actually a shop close to me that will take this PCM and delete the PAT system off of it, so that way it should fire. So I don't know. It's weird, but it looks good. This is gonna be my daily driver, as you'd say. I've had this thing forever, but yeah, enough on that. I just think it looks great. There ain't much left to do to it. We got to get it aligned. I got to change the mirrors. I got to put new bulbs in the headlights because I'm converting it over to LEDs. I got to get a new windshield for it, CV shafts, and I'm going to build a bumper for this as well. Not exactly sure how I'm going to build it. I got 1 or 2 ideas, but I'm thinking of maybe coming and just making the bumper go slide right into the hitch itself, so it can come on and off. But I don't know. I might end up redoing the whole thing. I don't know. You guys will see. I'll make that a video. So, but back on to what we're supposed to be doing. instead of talking, is I would like, now like's a key word, to maybe get this thing running today, or at least be able to test fire it and see how it does. So I don't know, that might be a long shot. I got quite a bit left to do, or at least just test fire it without the front end stuff on it. So I don't know, we'll see. Let's get to work on this thing. Alright, so what we need to do here is we need to swap over some stuff on our new shift cables. So we got a new one here. They look to be a little different. Links look the same. That end. There. They look to be just a little bit different. So, let's see what we can come about. Okay. Take the ends off and what have you. So, the duct tape off of this one, because you know duct tape fixes everything. And I understand if you're on the trail, you gotta do what you gotta do. But this was just how this whole thing's been, as you guys have seen and heard me complain about if you've watched the, I think I'm up to like quite a few parts on this, because it took you guys along for the whole journey. I don't even know what the purpose was. People are such idiots. That would be what? Come on. You know, the point of it is, you couldn't tell people like this, and this freaking shift cable here is $30. Like, how do you afford something like that? And you can't afford a $30 shift cable, maybe you shouldn't have freaking toys. Maybe I should quit complaining. Oh. That was our way. I'm trying to figure out what direction the shift cable goes. I think it goes something like this. says out twice on it. So we'll set that just like that. Take that off. This is a new one. So this one right. So there's that end piece. And put these on. Snug these up. And we'll do the final adjustment. Have the thing together. Go ahead and leave that piece on there for the time being until we get to the hookup stage. Alright, let's get this Alright, we got it ran up here to where it goes into the bracket. Like it up. Hook it up to the gearbox. Ugh. We need to clean those off. I'm gonna grab something to clean those off with. Alright, so got it cleaned up. Slid onto there. So let's get our pinch bolt together. I think some of the problem I was having was I didn't have the bracket was bent a little bit. Alright, that part's on. Now we need to move over to the other side. Alright, we got it routed up through here. Now let's tighten these down. This is the Maverick, buddy. Alright, we got those tightened down. Now we got hold on, let's put a little grease on. Yeah, buddy. Got some grease on it. Now, let's slide that on. There we go. What, buddy?
It's the engine, Daddy. Papa, it's your daddy. Papa, it's your daddy. Papa. Daddy.
Papa.
Papa, it's your dad. Out the way. It's your daddy. It's your papa. Daddy, it's your papa. Daddy, papa, you have to invest. You don't have to invest. There you go, Daddy. And now.
Come on, boys.
Daddy, Daddy.
There we go. Work.
Eat it, Daddy, eat it. Daddy, eat it.
Alright. That's on.
Huh?
Alright, so now we're going to work on putting the primary clutch back on it. And we got to find some bolts because I got two of them in my hand right here, but we're missing 2 bolts. So let me go scalper around for some of those. Alright, after scavenging around for a minute, I found a couple. So, get this guy back on here. Alright, so we got the nut on there. I got this boot on. Just gotta tighten it down. Alright, so first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take some valve lapping compound and put right here. Let's clean the dust off of this. Might be a little excessive, but spread it around. And this is to help match this primary to the crank. So what you're gonna do next, set that on there. And they say do it 25 times, so keep some pressure on it. And I like to go back and forth. Let's go the other way. what that looks like. Go ahead and give her a little more. Like I said, I don't think this really is super important on mine because it's already been on there. And I'm just reinstalling it, so I'm taking the steps back. Well, I think that's gonna be it. So let's clean this all up now. Alright, so next step is to probably run out a brake clean real quick. This can's about empty. Like I said. So you want to get it real clean. You don't want none of this back on there. So let's, none of the valve compound on there. Alright, sorry about that. So, to get all this cleaned out, this would be a little easier if I did it on my bench, but I'm being lazy right now. I don't want to move the camera. Just shaft right down. See the grooves? That's what you were looking for. Clean that inside out here. Alright, so set that on there. Now let me get the bolts and or the bolt and the torque wrench, and I'll show you how I torque this down without a special tool. Alright, so next take the bolt, put it in there. Put it down. And this torques to 80 foot-pounds. Instead of having the special tool, what I like to do, or I do, is I take a pry bar and slide it between the valley, like so. And then you take your gigantic torque wrench, because my small one don't go down to 80. But this torques to 80 foot-pounds. Let me tell you, 2-foot torque wrench, great thing to use to run this bolt down. Let me get a smaller ratchet. Speed this process up a little bit here. There we go. Just start to snug it up. I'll jump back onto it with the torque wrench. Alright, and there's 80 foot-pounds. So next, let's clean the clutch up. Alright, so next you want to clean in here. What I like to use is, one second, I use acetone. This is just to clean all the oils and stuff off. So what I do is put me a little bit on a rag, soak myself, and then just wipe all of this down. This is actually what it calls for in the book too. or from STM. Alright, we got that all wiped off. On to the next one, next step. Alright, so next we're going to put the secondary on, and you need to, there is grooves there and grooves right here. You need to make sure they're in the grooves or you're going to start it up and have no clutches. So let's get this set on. You can kind of look from the top and get it lined up. Put it in here. Alright, and you'll feel it lock into there. So next, you gotta take this so you can open up your clutch, and this comes with the STM. So you're gonna want to thread it in. Make sure you get quite a few threads in there, so that way it don't rip out. So we got a good bit of threads in there. We need to open this clutch up so that way we can put our belt on. And you just go until it stops. Alright, so next we need, while we got the secondary opened up, let's go ahead and clean it up. So we'll use the same method as before, acetone, and you also want to put clean your belt up with acetone, because I am using a second belt, or not a second belt, I'm reusing a belt. So then this around there. See if we can get this on there. These belts sometimes can be a pretty good booger to get on. Aha, looky there. Right on. That's what we like. Now let's loosen this up. Maybe. There we go. Something going on here. Never had this happen. Alright, so you take the nut out, or bolt out. These threads are so freaking long. Now it is tightening itself back up. And also, if you look down in through here, you can still see that your gears are on there. So, belt deflection feels pretty good. Alright, let's get the working this down. Alright, so I look down in there, I can still see I'm in my groove. So we'll take the bolt, thread it in there. This torque's at 30 foot-pounds. You don't need the special tool. You usually can hold it. You might have to get gloves on to hold it. Yeah, I gotta get. Hold on, let me get a pair of gloves. Alright, there we go. Torque is 30 foot-pounds. Alright, so we got the primary and secondary clutches on. So now we need to put the cover on and we'll continue buttoning some stuff up. Alright, let's get this cover on. Alright, so we need to add the fluids to this thing. So we're going to add the gear oil for the gearbox. It takes 75 140. It takes about Alright, fill it till it's full. I added a little before I pulled the camera over here. So, alright, we got that full. Let's thread our plug back in. And these are just like front and rear ends on most cars. Just pour it in the hole until it spits back out. It takes about half a quart, the gearbox does. Alright, we got that in. So now we're going to put the engine oil in it. Alright, we've got the gas tank set in. So now we need need to hook it up. Bolt it down yet. I ain't gonna bolt it down until after I test fire it. I've been wondering where this wire went. It was on the other side forever until I picked the gas tank up. Oh, hey, look, that's the fuel pump. So let's get us a flathead and get that tightened down. Ouch. Alright. That's hooked up. Now I'm going to hook batteries up and we can possibly test fire this thing. Alright. We got her all hooked up. So, go ahead and turn it to the on position. Let's let that fuel pump do some work for a little bit. I'm going to cycle the fuel pump here a couple times just to get it filled back up.
No.
Let the fuel pump prime some more. You can hear it humming. Alright, let's try it again. Well, it's running. Well, it started pretty easy. She died. Whoa, you guys went sideways. Come on now. Alright, well, she's running. They just started right back up. So, looks like I got a little bit of an exhaust leak back here on this banjo bolt or clamp that I need to fix. Tighten up, retweak, but that's just really all I wanted to make sure was it runs. So, that shuts off. So, sorry, my camera mount is all funky right now. But that was the goal for the day, to test fire it. It test fired, so that's good. So that's gonna be a wrap for this video. We'll get some more videos once we get to putting this thing the rest of the way back together. So as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and we'll catch you on the next one.